Assalamu alaikum everyone, I hope you are having an amazing day. If you don't know who I am, my name is Muhammad and I'm a 4th year medical student studying in London. And I'm really glad that you're here today because in today's video, I'll be sharing with you the most effective things that I do in between my study breaks. So when you're studying or you're working on something, what are the things that you do in between your study breaks? Are the things that you do help you stay refueled? Are the things that do help you regenerate and stay energized for your next study session? You know, the thing is, many of us aren't doing the most effective things that help us stay focused, creative, and end up being more productive in our next study session. So if you're someone who finds yourself procrastinating, overanalyzing, and overthinking, then this video is for you. So in today's video, I'll be sharing with you my top 3 effective things that I do in between my study breaks that alhamdulillah help me stay focused, energized, and as a result be more productive. And so when I study, I use this thing called the Pomodoro session or the Pomodoro method, where I study for 25 minutes and then take a 5-minute break. So in this video, I'll be sharing with you the things that I do in between these Pomodoro sessions. So if this sounds interesting, then let's get right into the video. So in between my study breaks, I do this thing that I'd like to call the BMW. And yes, it's an acronym for something. And so first, let's start with the B. The B stands for breathe. So have you ever noticed how relaxed you get after taking some deep breaths? You know, even though deep breathing is such a simple exercise with so many benefits, which I know you're aware of, so many of us fail to take some deep breaths during the day. And you know, even me, I used to have these mindfulness sessions with my university. And the aim of these sessions were to teach us ways of how to relax, because it's inevitable for like medical students to experience huge amounts of stress because the heavy workload that we have, because there's so many memorizing, so many essays to do, and also the challenges that we face when we are in clinical placements. So what happens when we are stressed out? When we are stressed out, there's this hormone cortisol, which is called cortisol. Cortisol levels are high when we are stressed out. And when we are stressed out, our thinking goes blank, we make poor decisions and end up being fatigued. And I'm sure no one likes being in this state. And one of the most amazing ways of reducing stress is just by simply taking some deep breaths. So what you're doing as well is, when you're taking some deep breaths, you're getting more oxygen into your brain. And oxygen is needed for the brain to work at its optimum function. And in order for you to start taking some deep breaths, you don't need any special equipment, you don't need any special tools, or you don't even need to be a meditation expert in order to start taking some deep breaths. Literally, all you need to do is just by taking a nice deep breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. That's it. That's all you need to do. So in your study breaks, I'd highly encourage you to start doing this between 3 to 10 times, and you're gonna see for yourself the benefits, how sharper your thinking gets, how sharper your focus becomes. And as a result, you'll end up being more productive, inshallah, and you're gonna procrastinate less, you'll get more stuff done. So the B stands for breathe. Don't forget to breathe. So the M in the BMW model stands for move. Look, there are recent studies that suggest that there is a mind-body connection. The connection between the mind and the body is a two-way street. You know what this means? This means that when we move our body, this is going to influence how the mind works. So have you ever realized, like, after doing some physical exercise, how you start to feel after exercising? Most of the time, we end up feeling amazing after that workout session. And this is because of the mind-body connection. So when we start moving and when we start exercising, do you know what happens to the brain? Amazing things start happening in the brain. You know, a pharmacy of amazing chemicals will start being released from the brain. Like what? What chemicals are being released from the brain? Like dopamine, Dopamine is the chemical that's going to give you the sense of pleasure and inspiration. How amazing is this? You know what else starts being released? Serotonin. Serotonin starts giving you the feeling of happiness and joy. You know what else starts being released? Endorphins. Endorphins starts making you feel good. You know what else happens? We talked about cortisol. Cortisol is the hormone that causes us to feel stressed out. When we do some exercise, when we start moving, you know what happens to this cortisol? This cortisol starts being flushed out from our system, and as a result, we'll be less stressed. And when we are less stressed, then we're gonna procrastinate less. You know what else happens when we move and when we exercise, especially when we do some intense physical activity to the point where we start to sweat? Like, this one blows my mind. When we do intense physical activity to the point where we sweat, a chemical known as BDNF, or brain-derived neurotrophic factor, starts to be released from the brain. And you know what BDNF does? BDNF does amazing things. BDNF is involved in neurogenesis. And you know what else? BDNF has a role in learning and in memory. And this means that when we exercise intensely, more BDNF is being released, and as a result, we are getting smarter. We are capable of learning better. Our memory is going to become stronger. All of these amazing things happen when we start to move, when we start to exercise. Look, when you're taking that break, if you don't want to do push-ups, you don't want to do the burpees or squats, whatever, the least you can do is just start moving. At least don't stay sat on your desk with your phone, going on social media and watching YouTube videos or watching your favorite TV show. Are you procrastinating now? So make sure you don't do this, because remember, there is a mind-body connection. And what does this mean? This means that our body can influence how the mind works, and it's in our responsibility. Whenever we are feeling stressed out, whenever we are feeling upset, it's our responsibility to change how we feel, because it's in our control. So remember, whenever you feel that you are stressed out, whenever you feel that you can't work, get up, ditch your phone, and start moving. So the M in the BMW is move. Don't forget to move. So the third element of the BMW model is W, and W is for you want to drink enough water. Look, every function, every organ, every tissue, every cell in the body needs water in order for it to perform an optimized function. And this is how important water is in our body. If you look at the brain is made up of two main types of cells. We have the neurons and the glial cells. And these glial cells are the cells that are going to support these neurons in order for them to work at an optimized function. And did you know that about 75 to 80% of the brain's mass is made up of water? You know, this is a huge amount. And this is how important water is for the body. This is how important water is for the brain. You know, unfortunately, many of us aren't staying hydrated. And when we start to feel dehydrated, we experience things such as reduced concentration, we can't focus, we have problems with the memory, we can't learn and understand as easily. So all of these things happen, and I'm sure no one likes these things to happen. And remember to keep a bottle of water in front of you so that it's obvious, it's right in front of you and accessible for you, and it's easy for you to just go and grab it and just start drinking. And remember, when you're drinking water, what you're doing is, I want you to think about this, So when you're drinking water, what you're doing is you are repleting the water content in your nerve cells, in your neurons, and in your glial cells in order for them to work at an optimized function, for you to stay creative, more focused, and to understand better, be more creative, and as a result, be more productive and procrastinate less. So the third element of the BMW model is you want to drink enough water and don't forget to drink enough water. So this is the BMW model. So the B is for breathe, the M is for move, and the W is for water. So this is what I do during my study breaks in between each Pomodoro session. So I try to stay as much away from my phone so that it won't distract me, so that I just stay in this flow state, continue, get the work over with, and have the rest of the day to do whatever I like to do. So yeah, that's it for today's video. I hope I was able to serve you in today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it was informative for you, and please don't forget to subscribe, and don't forget to even like the video and share it to as many people as you can, so that more people would benefit from these videos. I mean, this is the goal for my channel, is to talk about these things and help people, you know. So yeah, that's it from me for today's video, and inshallah I'll see you next time. Bye bye.